As a science teacher, I thought I knew about it, and in hindsight, I really should have realised that you don't.
I developed an overwhelming pain in my back and down my left leg.
I ended up slumped over the steering wheel of my car, praying for the lights to be green, so I wouldn't have to change
I drove
gears.
directly to my local GP surgery, where I collapsed in reception, and they called an ambulance.
My heart rate was sky high whilst my blood pressure was on the floor. My white blood cell count was almost 0.
We're here at the University of Exeter to ask some current students and see what's actually known about sepsis.
I'll probably say breast cancer, but I don't know.
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Okay. I'm going to go sepsis.
No. No.
No.
No.
Sepsis is when your body tries to fight off an infection and produces things to think to fight off the infection, but instead it actually starts to harm the body itself.
Okay, crazy.
We're here at the Wolfson Medical Research Centre to meet with someone who can hopefully tell us a little bit more about sepsis.
So sepsis is basically when your immune system, which is usually there to protect you from disease, goes into overdrive in response to an infection and starts to do major damage to your body. When you have an infection, your white blood cells produce chemicals that cause inflammation, like redness, soreness and swelling, and they try to fight it off. And some of these chemicals cause our blood vessels not to work as well anymore and become more leaky, which lowers our blood pressure and means we can't get enough oxygen around our body. Other chemicals and proteins also work to destroy the infection. The problem is they're not too picky about what they destroy, and they can start damaging our blood vessels and other body parts too. All of these leaks are a big problem for the body, so it tries to solve the issue by plugging the leaks with clumps of red blood cells or blood clots. However, so much of this is going on that bits of these clots break off into the blood and can cause blockages, and the scale of the damage means that our body can't plug all of the holes in our blood vessels. Now imagine all the different parts of the body that rely on lots and lots of blood vessels. Our lungs need it for taking up oxygen and getting rid of carbon dioxide. Our liver and kidneys need them to filter out toxins and clean up our blood. Our brain needs it for oxygen from the blood so that we can think and feel normally. And our hearts need healthy blood flow to pump normally too. When these systems are severely damaged, we're in real trouble and things start shutting down until eventually we run the risk of dying without treatment.
You'll have a raised heart rate, you'll have a raised respiratory rate, you would have generally lowered blood pressure, you will look unwell, you'll have headaches, fever, rigors, which is trembling. I mean, everyone's different. You can't fully determine it in an ambulance service. It has to be diagnosed at hospital by going through each and every step. A telephone call to the hospital, and you treat them as necessary. High flow oxygen, fluids if need be, paracetamol, and then blue light them to hospital.
If it's a valuable source, then yeah, that's an information which I didn't know.
Okay, that's higher than I thought it would be.
That's very, very surprising.
I'd ask you, how do you get it? Ooh, okay.
I think definitely my sister had suspected sepsis, so it's as you said, the symptoms can be very benign or seem very common, so to raise awareness of that would be a good thing.
So, now that we know a little bit more about sepsis, what can we take away from this to help look for the early signs to warn us? An easy acronym is the Sepsis 6, which tells you some key symptoms to remember. Slurred speech or confusion, extreme shivering or muscle pain, passing no urine in a day, severe breathlessness, the feeling like you're going to die, and skin being mottled or discoloured.